Good evening and welcome to KMTV. I'm Andy Richards. Your top stories this evening. Hospital A&E under pressure. Who will fund OPSTAC solution? And slimy surprise at school. But first this evening, a Medway hospital can't cope with the number of patients in A&E according to a new report released today. Jem Collins has more details.
It's been in special measures since 2013 and today there was further bad news for Medway's biggest hospital as inspectors said its emergency department was struggling to cope. The emergency department here at Medway Maritime Hospital was originally built to deal with about 45,000 patients every year, but in fact that figure is now more like 100,000, working out at about 275 people every single day. Now a new report from the CQC based on an inspection back in August says that they're struggling to cope with patients waiting too long to be seen at busy times and a lack of active clinical leadership. In July, for example, there were 9,040 admissions to A&E here, but just 86.7% of these were seen within 4 hours. In a statement, Medway NHS Foundation Trust, which runs the hospital, said they were committed to working with their healthcare partners to help address the issues raised and were committed to excellent patient care. This is Jem Collins in Medway for KMTV.
Police have revealed that one of their officers was injured during a National Front march in Dover. Around 250 protesters from several groups attended the demonstration, which started at around 12 o'clock on Sunday. The far-right activists were met by opposing groups, but while there was some violence, no arrests were made. One police officer had a bruised shoulder and parked cars were damaged in Russell Street after various items were thrown at them. Extra police officers were on duty to keep the ground separated and allow the march to run peacefully to Dover Eastern Docks. Our Operation Stack solution is worth the cash. That's the message from Kent County Council after KMTV revealed a new plan to help stop the misery of OPSTAC. It comes with a price tag of more than £450 million. Council bosses who helped to put forward the scheme have told us that the plans are value for money and Westminster should be the ones stumping up the funds.
It's certainly not going to come from Kent County Council. We have difficult enough time making our budgets fit the reduced amount the government give us at the moment. No, the capital cost has got to come from central government. It isn't a Kent problem, it's a national, if not international problem, because of the damage to trade and the cost to people's lives, particularly in Kent.
They may not have any MPs in Kent, but it's a county that Labour's new leader will have to win back at the next election if they hope to form a government. KMTV's political editor Paul Francis explains the challenge ahead for Jeremy Corbyn.
Well, Labour had a disastrous general election in May, and one of the reasons for that was because of the rise of UKIP. I think one of the challenges that Jeremy Corbyn has got is that he has to find a way of winning over not just the Conservative supporters, but those who defected to UKIP in large numbers in lots of target seats. Jeremy Corbyn's problem is that he's going to have to fight on two fronts. He's going to have to do things to win over the Conservatives and win over disaffected Labour supporters who've gone in very large numbers to UKIP. And the areas where that problem is going to be most pressing is around some of the coastal towns, areas like Thanet, more deprived places in the county, where there's a real UKIP drive and success in recent elections.
And finally, a group of pupils from Maidstone were shocked to discover their school snail had made itself pregnant during the summer holidays. Aidan Gregory has more.
Pupils at a Maidstone school have returned from their summer holidays to discover that their classroom pet is mysteriously pregnant. The hunt was on for the father, but it turned out Barbie Kent, the giant African snail, had managed to make itself pregnant. While snails are hermaphrodites, meaning they have male and female genitalia, it is rare for them to make themselves pregnant. Year 7 and 8 children at Boughton Lane School comforted the mollusk while it went through contractions, which lasted several days, by stroking its shell and playing classical music. While it is the early stages, the naming process has already begun, with Angel and Precious proving popular.
So before we go, let's just have a look at the weather. There's been a weather warning in place today thanks to high winds, but they should settle down by about 8 o'clock tonight. There will be some rain about it in the county overnight, but other areas will be fairly clear with a maximum temperature of 13. Tomorrow is fairly mild, but will be overcast for most of us, and we can expect it to be around 17 or 18 degrees Celsius. Well, that's all from us this evening. We'll be back again tomorrow with all the latest stories from across the county. Have a great evening. We'll see you soon. Good night.